to turn a show that had been dominating TV into the most botched final season ever. Back in 2011, George R.R. Martin released the fifth book in his series, A Dance with Dragons, which mostly lines up with Season 5. But David Benioff and D.B. Weiss ignored huge chunks of that book. So the main reason the quality of these subplots got so messy was that they started ignoring a lot from the books and began creating stuff on their own. The books were introducing a ton of new characters at this point, but the showrunners were in a rush to wrap things up. By the time we hit Season 6 and 7, it was almost entirely material they had to come up with themselves. Sure, they knew some key moments were coming because they'd talked to Martin about where the story was headed. But the details, the little nuances that made those events so brilliant, was missed by Benioff and Weiss. Season 7 still had some highlights. The action and spoils of war was insane, and Arya and Sansa taking down Littlefinger was satisfying as hell. But even then, it didn't feel like the old Game of Thrones anymore. The biggest reason? The writing took a massive nosedive. Even though the cinematography, visuals, and acting in these seasons were still top-notch, but the writing was gradually ruining everything. Jon Snow's dumb beyond-the-wall trip, Tyrion's brain disappearing. It was all starting to frustrate the audience big time. These were hints of the disaster to come, which we'd see full-blown in Season 8. Despite all this, fans still had sky-high hopes for the final season, Season 8, and then it dropped, and it was an absolute disaster. Arya killing the Night King, Daenerys torching King's Landing for no logical reason, Jaime dying under a pile of bricks, Jon's robotic "I don't want it" nonsense. This season did some serious damage to Game of Thrones' legacy. Seasons 5 and 6 had a ton of amazing stuff, like Cersei's revenge, Daenerys flying her dragons for the first time, and Jon and Sansa taking back Winterfell. So what in the seven hells did David and Dan do?